being a camp ranger, it's a lifestyle, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. At Camp Chief Little Turtle, I am responsible for all the health and safety of all of our youth and scouters that come out and enjoy the facilities and camp. And daily routine for me from this facility, well, usually during school year I get up and get the kids on the bus, go to my office, go through all my emails, check my schedule and see if there's any deliveries or any volunteers showing up that day and what times. Go through the list and see what's priority that needs to be repaired, fixed, or built before a certain time. Like right now, we're building some new staff cabins, and we're building some docks and some decks and stuff, and making everything safe for summer camp. So, and then usually after I go through that, I make my rounds around camp, and especially if we have storms and stuff, and make sure we don't have any damage or trees down. And then I will start on a project that is priority that needs to be worked on. I ended up being the camp ranger. My boys joined a local troop, and I became a scoutmaster for that troop. And then this is the camp we started coming to for our summer camp. So I got to know the ranger. So I volunteered my assistance and helped them cut grass and trim trees. And so my craft was an iron worker and mechanic. So I started doing some mechanic work out here for them. And they asked if I would like to start a welding program, teach the kids a craft and skilled trade. So I started doing that for a couple years. And after that, we needed an assistant ranger. The ranger needed an assistant ranger, so he asked if I was interested. So I became assistant ranger part-time. Did that for a few years, and then asked if I'd go full-time. I ended up retiring from climbing iron, so I became a full-time ranger until our ranger, Wally, got offered a job at a national camp, which is the Summit, which is a bigger high adventure facility than we have. And so I was asked to put in my resume and went through my interview, and I got hired in as a camp ranger, and it's very fulfilling when you see that you touch youth's lives and be able to make them a productive part of society. Camp Chief Little Turtle has impacted youth greatly, especially with some of the newer programs and older programs, on learning and teaching youth how to become positive and productive members of society. As camp ranger, I've met a lot of old staff members, old youth that's been here, that came to camp in the 70s and 80s, and just hearing the stories. They couldn't remember a lot of things, but they remember that time they climbed that wall, or went down that zip line, or caught that big bass in the pit lake, or seen the raccoon in their tent. It's the memories that they make. But I think the BSA camp is a very good program for building our youth for leadership, for positive roles. With that being said, my biggest goal as our camp ranger is to preserve our property for our kids, our grandkids, and our great-grandkids, for our youth to enjoy, and keeping the land that we have here is natural and original since we've first started with this camp for our youth.